Hello everyone, and I am back. And today I'm not gonna talk about anything new because it's Web3 Daily Moxie Day 20. So we've been together for 4 weeks now. 4 weeks, imagine that. And one of those was my holiday with my daughter, which is pretty amazing. So we made it through 4 weeks, and there was a lot of things which I shared with you. There is actually a lot of things happening in Moxie land all the time. And so I thought that the best thing to do probably on the end of 4th week of the daily videos would be just, let's do a recap. Let's see what I talked about, and you can then maybe let me know what you would want me to talk about in the next 20 days. I will probably give some shout outs during my talk through the, let me get the screen share going, through the different days, and I'll put them in the show notes. Otherwise, you will find everything I talk about in the Moxie Daily channel. You see, it needs a little bit more followers. I think it deserves it. But every daily thing, including the show notes, you can find it here. Of course, I could also send you to YouTube channel for Web3 Magic, but I think let's stay on Warpcast. I intentionally scrolled down to the first actual cast in the channel, which was the day 1. And on day 1, I talked about, how to claim the airdrop and the fact that you need to have an NFT, Moxie NFT, and basically called Moxie Pass. I included the link, and if you still haven't tried to do anything with Moxie, you still need Moxie Pass. It was not just for the claiming, it's basically for the whole thing. But I guess most of you already have it. I just talked to my sister today. She doesn't, so we'll fix it over the weekend. We talked about the airdrop frame where you can claim things. This is all the official frames are coming from Jason. I talked a little bit about Moxie Tokenomics. I think I'll talk about it a little bit later in more depth, because there are some interesting, there's some interesting dynamics which will take precedence over time. We are just at the very first inning, so there's no problem, but majority of the supply is still not in circulation, so you don't have to worry about anything. It's locked. We are still in the 6 months vesting period for everybody with the airdrop, and Moxie team is locked for a year, so there is nothing to worry about in terms of like dumping. So that was day 2. Day 3 was I was showing you how to claim the rewards. You needed to install the Moxie cast action, which basically lives here. Looks like this. And I'm not going to go through that, but once you installed it, you would see not only how much Moxie every cast you use it on earns, but you could swap, so you could claim your rewards, and you could go to buy fan tokens and all these things. This was day 3. Moxie day 4, it was basically cast action installer and launchpad from Jason's official cast. Buy Moxie in the frame with no fees. This was the functionality which I actually used a lot initially, because I was swapping the USDC or an ETH for Moxie, and that worked just fine. The fees are not big if you're using any wallet or any liquidity pool, but there are still fees. So I don't know what the saying is, but I think it was something like the small things make big things, or something like that. The first week actually ended with, I think it was the day 3 was the live stream with Jadi about like how to claim and then how to bid in the auctions. and then how to claim things you won and how to buy things. Everything is happening in frames, so it's no problem. You already know that. I wrote the first, or I wrote a summary for the first week, and I forgot to post the summaries for the next weeks. I will do one over the weekend. Then, we talked about frames which don't unpack in your DCs. You are getting DCs from Airstack all the time, and sometimes they just look like a link without the unpacked frame. That's what we are talking about here. Come back, yeah. And it was peachy trick to use the Frame Validator from Warpcast. Then we talked a lot about Dune dashboards, which I like. I am actually using the winner almost every day, just out of curiosity. Just check this. It's 15 days ago. We had 87,700 holders. At the end, I will show you how many holders we have today. It's growing. It's growing slowly and steadily. I mean, the more impressive number is obviously like number of TVL of locked fan tokens, but I'll leave that for some other time. There was one episode about different wishes for what we could do with Moxie and what people could use Moxie for. And then I talked, like for 3 days, I talked about liquidity providing for Moxie, because liquidity is super important for every project. Moxie has sort of shallow liquidity right now. So, there's not too much buying and not too much selling going on, which is good, because if there would be like price swings would be horrible. And so if you can check it out, check the videos from day 10 to day 13. They're all about liquidity providing, what risks it brings, and what benefits, it brings. I also set up a joke race competition for minting these daily videos, because all of them end up on Zora. You can mint them almost for free. And then, some of them are boosted, so you can claim your mint price times 10 back. But, every mint counts like 10 points, which are automatically counted on stacks. And whoever has the biggest amount of mints basically wins $100 on September 15th. Well, whoever has the biggest amount of points on September 15th wins the $100 on September 16th. That's about it. I think you should check it out and mint some. The link is also in the channel. I will skip over the LPing because I talked about it a lot. I tried even the bar talk, how explain the impermanent loss and other stuff. So I'm gonna skip through these, but on day 14, I showed you where you can find the Farboost, which went live in between, between the time when I was on holiday. And Farboost is basically the upgrade to your Moxie power, Moxie giving power, which is dependent on the amount of Moxie which you have locked in fan tokens. 100,000 is like 1, so 200,000 is +2, and the thing just goes up depending on the actual value of your fan tokens. So it started as a value for which you bought it, but now it's the real value, which makes total sense. So you can check it on the Airstack website, obviously, or you can just check quickly the video from day 14 and you'll see. On day 15, I talked about how to change the Moxie reward split, which I am probably gonna do next week. I will change my reward split. So that was the interesting one, which I actually enjoyed. And then day 17, 16 were basically talking about partnerships. So Moxie and Jason made a number of partnerships for September where you get special rewards when you host or join audio rooms on Farhouse, or when you stream and join the streams on stream, you get special rewards. So this can be a way to, sort of collect a little bit more Moxie and try new things. I've Started with Jadi doing regular artist showcases or spotlights on Farhouse. We do it every week, at least twice. So feel free to join us. You'll get some Moxie. We'll be happy to talk with artists and have more fans. I will try next week some regular streams just for fun. Streams are tough, I think, simply because you have to be sort of in a situation where you can actually watch something in peace. So I'll try to do some streams around how do I choose tokens to bid on and to buy from the fan token side, because that's something which takes a little bit more time and is hard to do on the pod like this. I talked on day 18 about super interesting frame, which RJS made, and he is going to improve on that one, because that one you can play with it a lot. It's basically return on investment on your fan tokens. So it doesn't mean that if you buy the most expensive fan token that it's the best investment. Obviously, it doesn't also mean that if you buy the cheapest is the best investment. It depends on things depend on price, how much Moxie actually the creator earns, how much the price of the token changes in the meantime when you bought it. All these things, super interesting. I think it will become one of the most used dashboards for degens in Moxie world, because that's how you could decide on your investment strategy for, let's say, short to midterm. And then, I'm just reminding that here is the link to the Moxie Daily videos and clips. If you mint, you get points, you can win $100. And I showed you yesterday live on stream. That was the first sort of stream trial, and on like decently done video how to build a no-code frame with FrameTrain. And if you connect the AirStack API to FrameTrain to the frame you are building, basically you will earn Moxie for your frames. So super easy for some of us who are non-coders or are lazy coders and like things no code. I used it a number of times now, and I actually really like it. There are templates which you can use to jumpstart your journey, so it's super easy. Let me jump quickly here to the Moxie protocol stats. If you remember, we had 87,700 something Moxie holders about 14 days ago. Now we are at 88,500. So it's steadily growing, and that's a good sign. There is a big number of third-party apps and frames which are, floating around now. So there is a lot of going on. I don't think anybody needs to know everything what's going on. It's just interesting. If you want to know what's going on, you should follow Moxie Daily, that's for sure. Or you just should subscribe to Kyle's newsletter, where he dedicates every Monday to like news from the Moxie world, and it's a great read every time. And that's gonna be it, guys. This is it for day 20. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it, so we'll give it a shot for next 20 days. And if you have any questions, suggestions, just hit me up. And sorry for a little longer episode, but I'm sort of beat today. It means I speak slower. Have a great weekend.